Assalamualaikum Dr. Hanis. My name is Muhammad AZRIM. My metric number is 311398. I will presenting about company overview, background of the Tenaga Nasional Berhad. Tenaga Nasional Berhad or TNB is the largest electricity utility company in Malaysia and one of the major energy provider in the Southeast Asia. TNB means business operation involve the generation, transmission and distribution of electricity across Peninsula Malaysia. In simple words, TNB produce electricity, transfer it through power lines and supplies it to customer. TNB provides electricity to household, commercial, business and industrial sector. Besides traditional electricity service, TNB is also involved in renewable energy projects, energy solution and international investment in the power sector. Therefore, TNB plays an important role in supporting Malaysia's economic development by ensuring that electricity supply is reliable and stable. Move to TNB corporate ownership structure. TNB is a public listed company and it lists on the main market of Bursa Malaysia. This means that members of the public and investor can own share in the company. However, TNB also has a strong ownership from government-linked investment companies and major investors. Some important shareholders include the Employees Provide Fund, also known as EPF, Pemodelan Nasional Berhad or we call it PNB, and investment fund related to khazanah. This ownership structure show that TNB is not only important as a business company but also play a significant role in Malaysia. We move to a timeline of sustainability reporting development in Malaysia. In this flow map shows in 2006, Bursa Malaysia introduced the corporate social responsibility and disclosure framework. This encouraged company to report their social and environmental activities. In 2015, sustainability reporting became mandatory for listed company. Then in the 2018, the reporting requirement will improve to provide more detailed and transparent information. In 2021, there was a greater focus on ESG, which is stand for environmental, social and governance. Later in 2023, Malaysia introduced the National Sustainability Reporting Framework. Finally, in 2035, sustainability reporting standard aligned with ISSB were implemented to improve the quality and comparability of sustainability information. There are several reasons why TNB needs to to provide higher sustainability disclosure. First, Malaysia has increased its reporting requirement for listed company. This means company needs to be more transparent about their environmental, social and governance performance. Second, international frameworks such as the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, TCFD and ISSB encourage company to report sustainability information more clearly. For TNB, sustainability reporting is especially important because the company is involved in the energy sector, which is closely related to climate change and carbon emission. TNB also aims to become a net zero emission company by 2050, by providing better sustainability disclosure. TNB can build stakeholder trust, improve its corporate image and show its commitment toward a more sustainability energy future. That's all from me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad SYAHMI bin Muhammad HILMI. My metric number is 307210. This section explains the material and method used in this study, which focuses on analysing the corporate governance, ethical practices and sustainability disclosure of Tenaga Nasional Berhad. Firstly, for data sources, the study used a secondary approach. This means all information is collected from existing and publicly available document rather than primary survey or interviews. The main source including TNB annual report, corporate governance report and sustainability report from the year 2021 to 2026. In addition, Bursa Malaysia regulatory announcement were reviewed to ensure compliance related update and capture to support the analysis, investor presentation and information from TNB official website were also used. These sources are considered reliable because they are officially published and audited disclosure. Secondly, the evaluation framework is based on two main standards. The first is Malaysian Code on Corporate Governance, also known as MCCG, which is used to assess board effectiveness, transparency, accountability and leadership structure. The second is Bursa Malaysia Sustainability Report Guidelines, which provide the structure for evaluating ESG disclosure. ESG stands for Environmental, Social and Governance. This framework allows the study to compare TNB practices against both national governance expectation and international sustainability standard. Lastly, the analytical tools and methodology involve a qualitative approach. This means the study focuses on interpreting and reviewing corporate report in detail. A scoring system is used to rate each governance and ESG indicator, ranging from weak to strong compliance, to support comparison across years. In addition, financial performance indicators such as return, on asset and return on equity are reviewed to identify possible relationship between sustainability, disclosure and financial performance. A trend analysis is also conducted to observe improvement or changes over time from 2021 to 2026. However, there are limitations in the study since only secondary data is used. The findings depend heavily on the accuracy and completeness of published reports. In addition, the scoring system involves some level of subjectivity, although consistent criteria are used to reduce bias. Overall, this methodology provides a structured way to evaluate TNB governance and sustainability performance over time. Thank you.
My name is NURAINA SAKINAH binti MOHAMAD. My matric number is 314154. I will present a governance improvement roadmap based on 5-level maturity models. The analysis is linked to TNB's governance and ESG practices as disclosed in its annual report. At level 1, foundation stage, the focus is on board diversity. The organization develops a formal diversity policy and set target for gender representation. The target is 30% women representation on the board. In TNB, the current level of around 33% indicates that this target has been achieved. At level 2, development stage, the focus is on board independence. The aim is to strengthen oversight by increasing independent directors to around 15%. In TNB, this is reflected through structural board committees such as audit and risk committees, supporting stronger accountability and aligning with agency theory principle. At level 2, integration stage, the focus is ethical leadership. The organization implements integrated programs supported by governance oversight mechanism. In TNB, this include ethics training, whistleblowing system, and integrative framework. At level 4, maturity stage, sustainability becomes fully integrated into corporate strategy. ESG principles are embedded into planning, reporting, and risk management processes. In TNB, this is reflected through ESG disclosure and alignment with IFRS S1 and S2 standards, showing that sustainability is now part of strategic governance rather than a separate function. And last, at level 5, optimization stage, the focus is on risk management. Risk management is enhanced through ESG integration across operational, financial, and climate-related risks. In TNB, risk governance is through an enterprise-wide framework.
Now we are going to talk about the discussion of findings, TNB corporate governance and ESG practices. So the first one is strengths. The number one strength for the TNB corporate is its strong board diversity. The company exceeded about the 30% benchmark for women on board, which means that in TNB, women represent about 33% of board members, which means that this reflects TNB commitment to diversity, inclusion as well as equal representation. Next is strong board independence. In 2022, more than 50% of board members were independent non-executive directors. This meet the recommendation under the Malaysian Code on Governance, Corporate Governance (MCCG). The third one is mature enterprise risk management framework. TNB has a well-established and mature ERM framework which allows TNB to identify risk more holistically, respond to risk more effectively, and improve organization-wide risk control. Next, we are going to talk about the weakness. The first one is moderate ethical leadership. Employee participation in ethical leadership initiatives is only moderate, with participation around 50 to 70%. Although TNB provide ethics-related programs, these are still largely program-based and focus on compliance requirements. Next is sustainability challenges and ESG cost pressure. Sustainability is becoming more integrated into the business planning and decision making. However, major challenges still remain, especially high capital required for its ESG initiative, as well as the pressure to maintain short-term financial performance. Next, we are going to talk about the gaps compared to Bursa Sustainability Disclosure Guidelines. The first one is limited climate-related disclosure. TNB is generally aligned with Bursa Malaysia Sustainability Disclosure Guidelines. However, the company could provide more detailed climate-related disclosure. For example, TNB can disclose more information on climate-related risks and climate-related opportunities. Next is the need for more measurable sustainability indicators. So MB could improve their transparency by reporting more measurable sustainability indicators, which means that stronger reporting would include clear target as well as quantitative performance indicators.
Next, I will be explaining about the relationship between TNB sustainability disclosures and its financial performance, specifically on ROA and ROE from 2021 to 2025. Let's take a look on the TNB sustainability disclosure from 2021 and 2025 first. During this period, TNB sustainability journey can be divided into 5 key stages, which is in 2021, the focus was on energy transition and energy renewable commitments under the 2050 framework. In 2022, TNB strengthened its ESG disclosure with measurable emission reporting and improved its governance practice. Next, in 2023, the company moved on into transition execution, expanding renewable energy and improving grid integration. Next, in 2024, TNB shifted the focus into customer experience with higher level satisfaction and strong growth in digital adoption. And finally, in 2025, TNB further advanced into transition financing, climate risk management, and also supply chain decarbonization, including hydrogen pilot projects and stronger governance alignment. Moving on, we will see the relationship between sustainability disclosures and TNB's financial performance from 2021 to 2025. As we can see, both ROA and ROE shows a similar trend pattern. During the early period from 2021 to 2023, both indicators declined. ROA dropped from 2.12% to 1.27% and ROE fell from 6.62% to 4.26%. This decline is mainly due to heavy investment on sustainability initiatives, including renewable energy development, grid modernization, and transition-related projects, which increased the asset and equity base but did not generate immediate returns. However, from 2024 onwards, both ROA and ROE show strong recovery. ROA increased to 2.4% and ROE rose significantly to 9.0%. This improvement reflects the transition of earlier investment into the implementation stage, where operational efficiency, digitalization, and renewable integration begin to generate returns. In conclusion, our findings suggest that TNB sustainability disclosures and their financial performance have a like positive effect, where short-term financial performance is affected, but the long-term efficiency and profitability improve significantly.
Now I want to talk about TNB's ethical failure, that famous billing anomaly issue. This issue started when TNB replaced their all electricity meters to a new digital smart meter. The effect is millions of consumers got super high crazy bills that jumped to 400%, and this happened even though consumers' daily usage didn't change at all. And yes, there was a software glitch and some manual mistake, but the real ethical issue, TNB was not transparent and they failed to talk to the public more yearly. From that, of course, this crisis badly give a big impact to these 3 main stakeholders. First is shareholders. They lost confidence because big investors are asking TNB's management after hearing all the bad news. Second is the regulators. The Energy Commission had to step in and they actually penalized TNB as much 3.6 million ringgit for that bad billing accuracy. And third is the customer. People become stressed and lost trust to TNB because electricity is one of the basic needs. And since the TNB is monopoly, so that the customer feel burdened and cannot just reach to another company. So what did TNB do to fix this issue? First is they open a service counters at all Kedai Tenaga branch to allow walk-in complaint by face-to-face. Second is to reduce consumer panic. They pause the automatic system of electricity disconnection activities so that consumer who have issue with the bills will not lose power. Third is they give refunds and bill adjustment to those who are overcharged. And finally, the top management held official press conference, formal apologize to the public and promise to fix the software and the issue. From this issue, what lesson we can learn is when we do anything, we must always have priority over strict deadline or KPI. Rushing a launch without proper testing is actually wrong. Second, honest is a key. And third, being a monopoly means that have a big moral duty because Malaysian consumers have no other choice. So TMB leaders must be more concerned for the public, not just look at the commercial convenience. To ensure that this issue not happen again, we have 3 suggestions. First is TMB must set a strong rule base to ensure that 100% data accurate before any new launch. Next, they need an automatic monitoring system to detect a wrong bill to verify their own service quality before transfers the burden to consumers. And lastly, HR should run regular ethics workshop so that staff feel open to speak up if they disagree with the rushing project. Overall, corporate governance is about protecting trust, not just a ticking box. That's all from me. Thank you.